Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Millionaire Pickers. I'm Don Boyer. We are going to have a fantastic show for you today. You know, right here, this is our home spot for the Millionaire Pickers. Not only am I the host of the show, but we are also professional pickers ourselves. And this here is our home base where we do our own flipping and selling for a profit. Today we're going to look at some vendors and some dealers. We're going to also travel down to New Mexico with Butch Patrick, show a lot of things that he's going on there, what's happening there. In fact, on this edition, we're going to have something special. And I want to start off right now by showing you the actual suit from Eddie Munster. Is this stone cold cool or what? Okay, so when you come on here, you're going to look at this. This was the very suit that he wore on Eddie's the Munsters in 1964. Okay, here's his jacket that he wore in 1964. And how do we know that? Butch Patrick was here just a few hours ago and dropped it off to us. So stay tuned. Make sure you tell your friends to tune in. This is Don Boyer saying I'll see you in just a bit.
In 1848, there was a stampede called the Gold Rush. Workers abandoned their jobs, and thousands rushed to the gold fields for a piece of the action. Now work is scarce and companies are moving overseas. Families are struggling to pay their bills. There's a new trend, and people are striking it rich for rusty piles of antiquity and long-forgotten heirlooms. This new phenomenon is called the Gold Rush.
As we're continuing our shopping, looking for pickers and find out exactly how they take antique things and build them, flip them, and then make a profit. Let's go here and see if we can find some more vendors over here. In fact, I got one right now working on this. Louie, what's going on, brother? Good, man. Hey, this is a nice looking piece. What is this?
Check this out. It's an old desk I found.
Okay.
Messed up. All I did was I painted, add a little bit of fabric on the side.
Oh, let me see that. All right, so you took this one.
I added the fabric, I added the moldings,
Uh-huh.
and you know what? I had these knobs, but I'm not too crazy about these knobs. So you know what I decided to do is change them. So all I'm gonna do here, check this out, is put the pink ones on.
You know what? I like that.
I think these bring out the desk.
Yep. No, I like that.
And I had these at home, and I wasn't too crazy about them, so I said, you know what, let me change this.
Now, what color was this desk when you got? Was it white?
This was a white desk.
It was white.
It was white. It was just, you know, all thrashed out, and all I did was I had it painted, kind of shabby chic it a little bit.
No, but it's nice. And did you put the green on?
I added the green, and I also kind of like detailed the legs,
Okay.
so it won't look so plain.
Yep.
So right now I'm changing the knobs,
I
right?
like those knobs.
And I want to see the difference on these clear ones and then the pink ones. I think the pink ones are look nicer. And like I said, this desk was just thrown there, weather beaten.
Pink is stone cold cool, man.
And all of a sudden, there you go. There's your
No,
desk.
I like this. Now,
There it is.
how much did you pay for this?
This desk here, I paid.
Now, this is a picker's secret, man.
I paid only like $30.
$30 for this.
$30.
Okay.
And when I saw potential, you know, when I saw it, I said, "This is a nice looking desk. It's an old desk."
No, I like that. It's got the drawers.
Yeah, and then these pull out.
Oh man.
This pulls out. So then I said, I know I could make something out of this.
Yeah.
So it was all thrashed out, and all I did was brought it back to life.
Where did you get these at?
You know what? These, all I did is pick these up, believe it or not, at Target. I went
Really?
to Target and I saw them and I said, hey, I'm going to go get these at Target.
Yeah.
And that's it. There you go.
That's cool.
So-
now tell me about the fabric. What you took this home and just put the fabric
All
on?
this is what happened is my neighbor had some fabric and
Yeah.
she said, hey, do you want it? And I said, yeah, I'll take it. And all I did is put the fabric on, added the molding, and there you go.
Okay. Now, when are you going to flip this one?
You know what? This one here, I'm probably going to ask like $175
Okay, so $175. So you got $35, and you probably got another $5 in the.
on the knobs.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say a total of $40.
Right.
Okay, and you flip it for $175.
Right.
And I've seen you flip some good pieces, man.
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
So this is a nice little profit right here. That's awesome.
Yeah, I look for unique stuff. Like I have quite a bit of this, but when I saw this one here, I like the legs.
Yeah.
and I like the way it opened up, and it's just the old, you know, and it has a paper on the back. It says 1948, so I wonder if this is
You know,
year, you know.
it kind of looks like that whole style. I like that. Now you come on and you like all of these the furniture type of things. I know a lot of pickers do. They specialize on little things. Some get big things, but I've noticed you do small furniture.
I like to do the painting,
Yeah.
the material. If you want to see, I'll even show you another
come on,
piece.
bring the camera over here. Let's come over to Brother Louis' pad and see some cold stone cool stuff, man.
Come on down. Okay, here we go.
All right, now look at this shot. Okay, right now, as we're talking to Louis, he's giving us some stone cold secrets. Now, I know there's a lot of old pickers out there from the old school. They don't like to share their secrets. Man, drop your drawers and new doo-doo, man. This is a new generation of pickers. This is called the Millionaire Pickers. So, Louis, come on over here. Tell me about this desk.
Don, I got this old desk, okay, from a friend of mine. What happened here was it was all weather beaten.
Yeah.
And what I did to this is I added the mirror.
All right.
I added the fabric, I added the chair, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, here's the deal. If you were to buy this
Yeah.
for the price,
Yeah.
see, because these are separate.
Okay, so if I looked at this and I said, hey, this is like $4.99.
Right.
All right. And I
Right.
said, Louis, can you give me a better deal? What would you say?
What I'll do is either I'll drop it down or I'll give you this as the price goes, and I'll add these with this. These are $45 each. These are like little, little sconces. If you buy this, I'll add this. $45, I'll just add that to the price.
And that's cool. That's a cool selling strategy because Mrs. Olsen on the Little House on the Prairie, she's do stuff like that. Right? She'd have a sale and then raise everything 20%, then have a 10% sale. I love that. No, but that's good. In all seriousness,
That's what I do. And like I said, and anything else, I always give people good deals.
Yeah.
It's when the dealers are here,
Yeah.
you get a good deal.
So while they're here,
While they're here, you get good deals. If you're walking around and the dealer's here, go straight to the dealer, and when they're here, they'll give you a good deal.
now you just sold about like $75 for the
I
keys.
sold $75 worth of
Keys
keys.
over here.
Okay, now these.
What's the
keys
story on
here,
that?
I got these from a friend of mine, an antique place, for $40 for
all the
whole
keys.
for a whole ring full of them. So what I did is I just cut them down individually and sold them for $7. And this lady came in and bought 12 off me today.
Wow.
So $75. There you go.
That's awesome. So flipping that, and you still have a bunch of keys left.
Right. And also, now let me show you something. This was a gun rack.
This was a gun rack.
This was a gun rack, and what I did was, when I saw it, I said, I like the wood, I like the hinges. It was a nice cabinet, and what I liked about it was it locked.
Yeah.
So I needed my stuff, some of the stuff to lock.
Yeah, and you don't feel ripped me
So
off.
exactly. So what I did was, I added a light, a couple of shelves of glass, added the wallpaper, and that's all I did.
That's awesome.
And this here, I bought this for like $75, and I'm asking $3.95 because of what it is now.
Well, you know what's cool about you? Like on different things, they'll say we're going to ask this, but you actually sell the stuff because I see it with my own eyes, man.
I do.
Yeah.
People come in here and tell me, "Is your name Louis?" And I say, "Yes, I am." He goes, "I heard you have this desk, and I heard you painted. Come on down, and I'll show you what I got."
Yeah. So it's interacting with the customers too as well.
Exactly. I like to keep the customers happy, so
Yeah.
when I'm here, I always make a deal on it.
Yeah. And what do you pick every week?
I'm here almost every other day.
No, you go looking for products?
Oh, I look for those almost every other day.
Yeah. Driving around.
It's fun doing this.
Isn't it? It's a great blast.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. On one tip, if somebody was wanting to get into this business and they said, man, hey, I like this, I want to get, what would be the first thing that you would tell somebody? If I came to you and I said, hey, but Louis, man, you got a cool place. How can I copy you, man? How can I get into this business? What would you tell me?
It's easy to get into this if
Yeah.
you like it. Yeah, it's all about just shopping at thrift stores. We go to auctions,
Yard
yard sales, anything you see
Yeah.
that you can make a profit on it. That's what I do.
That's awesome.
It's very easy.
See, folks, this is what it's all about, being a millionaire picker. You got to have the passion, you can have the love for it, you can go out there and make it happen. This is Brother Louis and Don Boyd said, hey, we'll see you next time on the Millionaire Pickers. Hey everyone, Welcome back to another edition of Millionaire Pickers. I'm Don Boyer. Today I'm here with Butch Patrick, aka Eddie Munster. Butch, it's good to have you today.
Thank you, Don. Nice to be here.
You know what's interesting, Butch, is we had talked about this, and you've always been interested in antiques, even from when you were young.
Yeah, when I was actually born, I was living at my grandma's house with my mom, and she was an antique aficionado who eventually became an antique dealer, moved to the Midwest, and filled an enormous house with antiques. And when she finally downsized, she had people from all over the world come to her auction.
Hey, anyone that tells you that you can't make money in picking, they're giving you a line of bull. You know what I mean? And what about the pink Cadillac?
She drove cross-country. When I was born in ¡53, she had a pink '54 Cadillac, but by the time she had left for the Midwest, she had a '59 Cadillac in 1962, flamingo, kind of a pink flamingo Cadillac with a little U-Haul trailer on the back, and we would drive all over the country, stopping at every antique store, I think every antique store between here and Illinois.
Wow. Now, was that during the time you were filming? I mean, were you doing the show there, the Munsters, at that time?
No, this was before the Munsters. I moved to Illinois, and then I came back to Illinois to do the Munsters, and then by that time she had moved from Geneseo, Illinois to Macon, Missouri, bought a bigger house to house more of a collection, and that was when I went back to visit her in the 8th grade. So during the Munsters, I was living in Los Angeles, and she moved from Illinois to Missouri, and that's when I lived back there.
Wow. You know what's interesting, Butch, is that today so many people follow the Munster sale, and their items that they collect it's huge.
Well, merchandise for toys and collectibles, especially for the 60s, the vintage shows from the 60s, the Munsters is one of the top. Lost in Space is another big one. But yeah, they did heavily merchandise stuff back then, and people collect it. And now they're finding it to be very valuable stuff. If you can pry it out of their little hands, most people want to hold on to it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's red hot stuff. So when you get a chance, make sure you get it. Let me ask you this. When you were doing this show, most people didn't realize that, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, that the props on it were going to be valuable. So I think you were saying about Spot. You were telling me a story one time about Spot, that they ended up throwing him in the trash or something?
I like to say he was unceremoniously put into a dumpster, but that's exactly what happened. Until the late 60s, when MGM Studios went out of business and people were taking stuff from Gone with the Wind home in the trunk of their cars, nothing was really considered to be very valuable or worthwhile keeping. And then once they started finding that people wanted to purchase Scarlett O'Hara's dress for big money, then everybody all over Hollywood went running around trying to find props and stuff that was on sets, like a hot set would have plates and this and this and this. Anything from a TV show became very valuable.
Wow. Now, you brought here today, and I want the camera to take a look at that, you brought one of your original sets of clothing that you used on the show.
This is funny. They used to supply me with 3 or 4 outfits per year, and my mom the other day was going through her hope chest that she would keep all her valuable sweaters in, and she got to the bottom of it, and then she had thought that she had loaned my Eddie Munster suit years ago to somebody for Halloween and never really got it back. Apparently she got it back and she'd forgotten about it because it's hanging up behind me, and that was a suit that was probably used by some kid for a few years until he grew out of it. It's got a lot of wear and tear on it, but I think that she loaned it to someone in the late 60s, and we didn't get it back until, I guess, I don't know when we got it back, but we just discovered it.
It just came back up.
It's a good Millionaire Picker story, really.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, here you have it, folks. Butch Patrick talking about his take on antiques. I'm Don Boyer. We'll see you next time on the Millionaire Pickers. Butch, it was good having you.
Thank you very much.